It is a cold December evening, so what better time to listen to some Christmas songs? I'm someone who doesn't really listen to Christmas music very much, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to rank some of the most iconic Christmas songs that everybody knows. So I have a list of about 11 songs that I'm going to rank from S to D. And at the end, I'm also going to tell you some of my personal favourite Christmas songs that are a bit less well known. So let's get started. Oh, and I'll also put a link to this tier list in the description if you want to make one yourself. Okay, so the first song is It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas by Michael Bublé. Now, I like this one. I think it's quite casual, it's quite chill. It gives me the vibes of you would listen to this in the car on the way home in December and it's snowing. Like it really reminds me of like an American Christmas film, I think. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that vibe. So I think I'm gonna put this one in A tier. Okay, and the next one is Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson. Now, first of all, I did not know that this song was by Kelly Clarkson, so you learn something new every day. Second of all, I'm sorry, I really don't like this song. I think I've heard it too many times. It's very upbeat, very festive, which isn't really my vibe. I think there's definitely worse songs out there. Like, I don't despise this song, but out of the ones on this list, it's probably one of my least favourites. I don't ever want to hear this song, respectfully. I have no desire to listen to this song. And for that reason, I'm going to put it in D tier. Okay, everyone knows this one. So, this one is All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Now, look, this is a very famous song. Everybody knows this song. It is like the Christmas song, I would say. This is like the Christmas song that everyone listens to. It's the very first, like, it the minute it becomes midnight on the 1st of December, this song is already playing on BBC Radio 1. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, I think I've heard it too many times. Like, I don't have any strong dislike for the song, but I feel like if you hear a song too many times, you really do start to get sick of it, and I think that's the case with this song. So, as much as I appreciate this song, it's the Christmas song of all time. Um, I've kind of had enough of it, so I think I'll put it in C tier. So the next one is Rocking Around the Tree by Brenda Lee. I did not know it was by Brenda Lee. So again, we learned some new information. So I don't really have any strong feelings about this song. It's obviously it's a classic, it's an old one. It's got that old timey feel to it, very classic feel. And I don't dislike it. I also don't necessarily ever think, oh, I want to listen to that song because it's kind of everywhere anyway. Like even when you watch Christmas films, you hear this song. So, um, it's not a bad song. I don't really dislike it. I don't really get annoyed when it comes on the radio. But at the same time, I don't really want to listen to it often. So maybe I'll put it in high C tier because it doesn't bother me quite as much as All I Want for Christmas Is You does. Um, but at the same time, I don't really want to listen to it, so I think I'll put it in high C tier. Okay, so the next one is Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. This one is a more modern one, um, which I think always feels a bit strange for me. I think it's always a bit. I feel like Christmas is one of those things that it's so old. It's like, it's been. Christmas is a very old concept. And so all of the Christmas songs and a lot of the Christmas films as well are sort of from like the 20th century. And I feel like there's something really jarring to me about hearing like a modern celebrity sing a Christmas song. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It just feels a bit weird. There's like some sort of like I don't know, uncanny valley effect sometimes I think with it. So yeah, I mean I don't really dislike this song, but I don't really have any desire to listen to it. Um It's not one that's on the radio all the time compared to the other ones because it is a bit more new. It is one that's all over TikTok though and all over social media. So it does get tiring very quickly if you're someone who uses the internet a lot. But um I don't really dislike this song. So I think I'll put it in low B tier, you know? If it came on I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, I think I'll put it in low B tier. Okay, so the next one is Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. I also didn't know this song was by Paul McCartney. Look, I'm very out of touch with what's well known, maybe. I will say I don't really listen to kind of mainstream music, and yeah, my level of ignorance when it comes to famous music is quite high. So my bad. But I don't mind this song. I think it's not quite as in your face, upbeat, and like really pop sounding as a lot of the Christmas songs. I think what my problem is with some Christmas songs is they're very kind of loud, I guess you could say. They're not the kind of songs you could have on in the background while you're doing stuff. They kind of grab all the attention and they're a bit loud and a bit like, whoa, you know? So I kind of appreciate having a slightly more toned down Christmas song, I think. And I don't really get annoyed by this one either. Like I do hear it a lot, but it's not one that bothers me too much. So I think I'm gonna put this one in high B tier. Okay, another one of the Beatles songs. So this one is Merry Christmas, War is Over by John Lennon. I again appreciate that this one is a bit more toned down. It's not too in your face. And I also appreciate that it's not um I don't know how else to put it, as extremely like consumerist, I guess. I feel like the meaning of Christmas has changed a lot in modern society. I think it's become very consumerist. Um, it's all about the presents. It's all about buying things. It's all about being busy, doing this, doing that. It's a lot, and I think that's why I really kind of don't have that much Christmas spirit sometimes. Um, Whereas this one, it has a nice message to it. It's a bit more mellow, which I enjoy. And again, I like this one, so I think I'll put it in kind of a similar vein as the other Beatles song, and I'll give it a high B tier. So the next one is Fairy Tale of New York. I don't know how popular this one is outside of the UK. Mainly just because I've never really asked anyone outside of the UK if they listen to this song. I don't know. I've never been abroad at Christmas time, so I'm not sure. I know that this song is very popular in the UK though, and I enjoy that it's not American. I think a lot of Christmas songs and a lot of things, I think a lot of Christmas songs are quite American. Obviously apart from the Beatles ones, but again, I appreciate that. I appreciate having something a bit different. It sounds quite like Irish, um, in terms of like the instrumental and the different like instruments used and the kind of melody and everything like that. It's a bit more like upbeat. It's a bit more, yeah, not so festive. It doesn't have like bells or like, I don't know, the other kind of typical weird instruments that Christmas songs always use, and I appreciate that. It doesn't sound like a Christmas song apart from the lyrics of it, which is fun. I like it. A lot of people really like this song. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's fine. Yeah, I think I'll put it mid B tier. Okay, so this one is a bit more of a modern one as well. Merry Christmas, Please Don't Call. So this one I was only introduced to like fairly recently in the past few years because of TikTok. Until that point, I don't think I'd ever heard this song. It's definitely not as much of a. I mean, maybe I'm just really out of touch with reality, but I don't think it's much. It's not as much of a classic compared to some of the other ones. Like I'd never heard of it, but I really like it. It's really, again, quite mellow, quite sweet sounding. Um, it's not too offensive to the ears, I guess you could say, compared to some of them. And yeah, I like the vocal, I like the vocalist, um, and I like the vibe of it. It's very kind of like bittersweet, maybe, I guess you could say, and I really appreciate that. So I think I'll put this one in A tier as well, but maybe like mid A tier, low A tier. I'm not sure. I'll put it in A tier. Now, this one is an interesting one because I have a personal connection to it. So this one is Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade. Weird fun fact, I'm actually related to one of the members of the band. Weird, I know. So I feel like just because of that, I have a bit of personal bias towards this one. Um, you know, I've met him, nice guy. Don't really know him personally, but I have met him, we have talked. And it being a local band to me is very cool because I never knew that. Literally until I was about 10 years old, I never knew that this band, or at least the people in the band, were local to me. Um, I don't live in a very interesting place. We don't have much going on here. So I think it's really cool that, we have something local that's actually kind of famous. I think that's really cool. Apart from that, I also appreciate that it's a rock song because, again, a lot of Christmas songs all kind of sound the same. They're all very like poppy, there's kind of bells in the background. They all kind of sound the same. So I appreciate that this one is like a rock Christmas song. I just think it's a bit different, and I appreciate that. And it doesn't get on my nerves as much as the other ones. So I think if it was just based on the song, I'd give this one like a high B tier, but I think just based on personal bias, I'm gonna give it a low A tier instead. Okay, so last one for the tier list is Last Christmas by Wham. Obviously, a very famous Christmas song also. It's definitely up there, I'd say, with sort of Mariah Carey. Like, I feel like there's maybe a few, I'd say maybe there's like 3 to 5 Christmas songs that are like the most famous. I'd say this is one of them. And you know what? Out of all of them, it's the one I liked the most. I don't get sick of this song like I do with the others. Maybe it's just because it's a bit more chill. Again, it's not so loud and in your face. It's a nice background song. I also just really like the lyrics. I like the singing. I think it's really sweet. I like it. I don't really know. I mean, obviously it's a bit bittersweet with the message of the song, but I just really like it. Compared to the rest. And again, I don't really listen to Christmas music in general. However, this one gets extra points because it's also a really famous one. Like, usually when it comes to really popular famous songs, I hate them just because I've heard them too much and I get sick of them. This one, though, I haven't, and I have to give it extra points for that. So I'm going to put this one in S tier. So, before we finish, I want to tell you some of my favourite Christmas songs that are less famous. And both of them are by the same artist, my favourite artist, Stray Kids. So, the first one is called Christmas Evil. Now, unlike basically every other Christmas song, this one is about how much Christmas is terrible. It's about how much they hate Christmas. It's cold, it's damp, etc. And I appreciate that because, again, I am not the biggest fan of Christmas myself, so I appreciate having something a bit different that I relate to a bit more. If I had to put this on the tier list, I'd give it like an A tier maybe. Very upbeat, very fun. Again, it's not like a typical pop song either, which I like. So props to them. And the other one is called Christmas Love, also by Stray Kids. This one is a bit more of a typical Christmas song in terms of like the instrumental and the kind of message and vocals of it. But I just really like it. I think it was executed really well. It's very cute, it's very sweet. I really like the singing, it's very cute. And it just puts me in a good mood. It's like kind of the only Christmas song I will like actively listen to. I just really enjoy listening to it. I think it's very fun, puts me in a good mood. So, yeah. And here is the final tier list. Please do let me know what you think about it. Would you change the places of any of these? Are there some that I like that you didn't like? Or are there some I hate that you really like? Or are there any songs that I didn't include in the tier list that you would like to add? Let me know. What is your favourite Christmas song? Or if you have a least favourite Christmas song, feel free to share that as well. But anyway, let me know. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.